Ratios on the coordinate plane. In this lesson, we will find the equivalent ratios and make a table. We'll use the table to write ordered pairs, and then we'll graph those ordered pairs and connect them with a line on the coordinate plane. Okay, so first off, we are told that the x value is 3 and the y value is 4.5. And so I should ask myself, 3 times what? 3 times what would be 4.5? Well, if I don't know what that is, because it's not obvious to me, I need to use my knowledge of the inverse of multiplication. Well, the inverse of multiplication would be division. And so if I were to go this way, from the y value to the x value, 4.5 divided by 3, 4.5 divided by 3 would tell me the number that I multiply 3 by to get to 4.5. In my calculator, if I put in 4.5 divided by 3, I would get 1.5. And so that is the number that I multiply 3 by to get 4.5. Double check that in your calculator to make sure that is correct. If you do 3 times this number, 3 times 1.5 should be 4.5. And if you check it, you would see that that is correct. Okay, because we want equivalent ratios, we need to multiply all of these x values by this number, by 1.5, so that our ratio between x and y is equivalent. And so let's do this. 6 times 1.5, if you put that in your calculator, you will get 9. So when x is 6, y is 9. Do the same thing when the x value is 9. Multiply by 1.5. 9 times 1.5, you will get 13.5. So when x is 9, y is 13.5. And then we are already given this one. When x is 10, if we multiply by 1.5, you could double check this in your calculator, you would get 15. Okay, so now that we have equivalent ratios, we've made our table. Let's use our table to write ordered pairs. Now, an ordered pair is some x, y value, and you write ordered pairs in parentheses with a comma in between the x and the y value. Just like the alphabet, the x value comes first and then y, x before y. Okay, so to write our ordered pairs, in this first row we have 3, 4.5. So 3 is the x value, comma, 4.5 is the y value, and we write ordered pairs in parentheses. Next we have 6, 9. X is 6 and y is 9. So the point 6, 9, that is the ordered pair for that row. Next we have 9, 13.5. 9, 13.5. 9 is the x value, 13.5 is the y value. And finally we have 10, 15. 10, 15, the ordered pair is put in parentheses. 10 is the x value, 15 is the y value. So now we've used our table to write ordered pairs. Finally, let's graph these ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So here is a coordinate plane. Okay, as you can see, we have what is called the origin. This would be the point 0, 0. Right here, this is called the origin, O-R-I-G-I-N. The origin is where the x and the y axis intersect. Okay, this horizontal line, the side-to-side line, this would be the x value. You will normally see a little x right there just to tell you this is the x-axis. The y-axis is the vertical line, the vertical axis, the up and down axis. This is the y-axis. And so where the y and the x-axis intersect, or where they cross, that is the origin. And the origin, we would say, is at the point 0, 0. That's its ordered pair. The x and the y value are both 0 at the origin. Okay, so let's graph these points. First, we have the point 3, 4.5. Okay, now when you have your x, y value, again the x comes first and the y comes second. The x value would tell us to move from the origin either left or right. And because we're dealing with all positive numbers, we're going to be going right every time. Okay, so you always begin at the origin whenever you plot a point on the coordinate plane. And in fact, that's what the term origin means. Beginning. That's where we begin. And so because our x value is 3, we're going to go from the origin, we're going to go right 3, 1, 2, 3. And after I go right 3, the y value would tell me to go up or down. And again, because we're dealing with positive numbers, I would go up that far. I would go up 4.5. So I go right 3 and up 4.5. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5 would be between 4, and 5, right? So that is the point. This is the point 3, comma 4.5. That's what that point is. Next, let's graph our second point, 6, 9. So I would go right 6 from the origin, right 6, up 9, and put a dot. This is the point 6, comma 9. That's our second point. Okay, our third point is 9, comma 13.5. So the x value tells me to go right 9. I go right 9, and then up 13.5. I go up 13, and then 0.5 more. So that's between 13 and 14. This would be the point 9, comma 13.5. Finally, I have the point 10, 15. So the x value tells me to go right 10. I go right 10, and then the y value tells me to go up 15, up to 15. Right there. This is the point 10, comma 15. 10, comma 15. So I have graphed my points now. The last step is to connect them with a line. Okay, do the best job you can of drawing a line, connect them with a line, and as you can see, this line would go through the origin. It would go through the point 0, 0. On the end of this line, draw an arrow. Because it is a line, this relationship would continue.